Hello there and welcome back to Building the Boys. You now have issue 70 of Hachette's Building Batmobile Tumbler. In this one, we will be building... It's more of the window, but they're not calling it the window. They're calling it the left panel. Feels like an extension of the window, if I'm honest with you. It's a nice piece of metal, but the work is light again. We are putting 3 screws into this. And I'm going to attach this to the window, that labour-intensive window we just built. Oh, God. So there's not a lot to do in this. There just isn't. That's the reality of it. But that's where we are. All we can build is what they've given us. What they've given us ain't much, but that's the way it is. Without further ado, let's get into this. Let's get this open. Let's get this built. At the end, we were talking about the fallout of Green Lantern's very lackluster box office return. But without further ado, let's get this one open. So let's take a look what comes inside number 70. There we go, there are screws. We've got CM screws. So we will use 3-in-1 oil because we're going into metal. That'll make life a lot easier. 6 one out. And this is what we're dealing with. So we have that piece there. It's very sharp looking, very Batman-y looking piece. Now, I believe what we're going to do is we're going to attach the window to this. Which way round are we going? We are going... Yeah, left there. So we got an L there. So that piece there is going to attach into that groove there. So that there. Oh, there we go. All right. So we're going to go like that. That's a weird kind of fit, but that's what we're going to do. Right. Let's get this. Let's get these screws loaded up and let's get this done. Yes, this is how we're looking. This is with it together. So all that fits in there like so. You can see the L down there for us. We're going to take one of these screws. We're going to pop it in here. We're going to get this one screwed in. It's actually only 2 screws. I thought it was 3, but it's not. It's 2. They've given you a spare. It's even lighter work than I was expecting. There, it's what it is. Yes, that's that one. Take our second screw. Just touch it in 3-in-1. Line this up properly. There we go. I'm going to put this screw in here. And get this one screwed in. Dog's going mad. Summer. They've only just let them out because it's been so hot. Burn their paws, poor little mites. Right. There we go. So that is that one done. So a bit more to do than the last one, but not loads more by any means. But that is how we're now looking. So this is the window we've got. And this window is going to sit that way around on the car. And the piece that we've got is going to sit over the top of that. The next piece that we're doing sits in here. So we're going to build down from this. Now we are going to mirror this. So at some point we're doing this again for the right hand side. So there will be a lot of repetition when it comes to these things. Because as opposed to with other cars where you get this one big piece of frame that clips to it, that's just not how this is going to work by the looks of things. I would imagine we get a fairly hefty piece at some point. But it looks like we're going to do a lot of this. Of building these kind of plates and they're all going to come together. I would imagine that's what we're going to do. But that's how that one's looking. I mean, it's looking very Batmobile. But that's it. Light work, unfortunately, but you know, so is the nature of the beast. Let's have a chat. So that's that one done. I mean, it's what it is. It's what it is. It's, you know, it's what it is. It'll be worth it. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. You want to see what's coming in the next one? So in 71, we are doing the left flank. Now that goes underneath that window that I've just shown you. So we get that piece there, a couple of screws, and we've got some brass elements that are going to go in there. So again, it's going to be light work. It's going to be, if they're giving us 4 screws, safe to assume we're only using 3. It's what it is. It's what it is. We're 70 issues in, so we're deep into this one now. Deep, way over halfway. So it's what it is, man. It's all going to come together. It's all going to make a very nice tumbler. So let's just keep the faith. If you are just sticking around for our build instructions, thank you for stopping by. Please remember to like and subscribe. Helps the channel massively. If you're sticking around for our back chat, well, we were talking about this one. Now, to say DC's hopes were high for this is an understatement, right? Because they went into marketing overdrive. So the movie cost $220 million to make. That's just the movie. They then spent over $100 million on marketing, $100 million. And they went mad with the marketing partners. So this had your normal sort of fast food partners, but they also had sponsorship of a sports team. They had toys, they had books, they had games, they had video games. There was an animated series. They did a comic tie-in to the movie. This was everywhere. Now I can remember I was heavily reading comics at the time, and Green Lantern was advertised in every single comic. I mean, honestly, you couldn't go 2 pages of that Green Lantern advert. The maddest thing they did, and if I've got pictures, I'll show you pictures, is the same year this came out, they opened 3, count them, 1, 2, 3, 3 Green Lantern roller coasters. Here's what one of them looks like. Opened 2 in America to coincide with the actual release date of the movie, and one of them opened, I think it's about 6 months later in Australia, I believe it was. So 3 roller coasters, toys, games, lunchboxes, PJs, units everywhere, because they're thinking this film is going to blow up. And it did, because bombs do. So it was the #1 movie. I mean, this is the thing. It wasn't an immediate bomb, but it was a very quick one. So it did really well on opening night. So it sold a lot of tickets on the midnight showings on the Friday. Saturday, it had a significant drop-off because word of mouth was starting to travel fast. By Sunday, it had been absolutely savaged by critics. But what did it more damage than the critics was word of mouth. It was people going, don't bother. It's just, don't save your money, don't bother. And that's what happened. That's what hurt it. And it's like, oof. So it took a bath. So they say conservatively, it lost $75 million at the box office. Realistically, when you take the market into account and the amount of stuff that had to go, bargain basement and whatnot, realistically, that movie lost somewhere in the region of about $130 million. That's a lot of money to lose. So naturally, that's the DCU dead. We can't launch with this. So very quickly they came out fighting and basically said the DCU will be launching with Man of Steel. So Man of Steel is going to be the first DCU movie, not Green Lanterns. They can basically just write this one off and start again and start with Man of Steel. So that's what they said they were going to do. They said that originally that was going to lean into Man of Steel. Now they're like, nope. And they said, so when Green Lantern eventually gets introduced to the DCU, it'll be a different one than Ryan Reynolds. So Ryan Reynolds was like, well, okay, well, screw me, I guess. And it's like, pretty much, mate. So that was him out. They're like, you're gone. It wasn't his fault. Wasn't his fault that was a bad movie. It wasn't. I'm no huge fan of Ryan Reynolds by any means. And it's like Deadpool for me is like, it's all right. I'm not one of those big Deadpool aficionados. I thought it was okay. I don't have no affection for Ryan Reynolds to defend him, but I mean, the reality of it is it wasn't his fault. It wasn't. The reason why that movie was bad wasn't because of his performance by any means. It was bad because it was a bad movie. But it lost an absolute boatload of cash. But DC, as we are learning from our trip through the DC universe, don't learn. So it's like, they don't learn. So the next movie that's going to be out isn't Man of Steel. The next movie of theirs that's coming out is going to be The Dark Knight Rises. And we'll be talking all about that one next month when we have issue 71 through to 76 of the Batmobile Tumbler. I hope you'll join us for that and all the other builds we've got coming up on the channel. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. Remember, until next time, Gotham needs us. Remember to like and subscribe. Take care, and I'll see you soon.